It started. Hey, the video. Podcast. Come on.
Grumpy Bear.
Give me a second.
Hey,
Yeah. What?
start the stream.
Side button. Start stream. What? How?
Yeah, press the button.
What button?
The
intro.
stream.
Oh yeah. Intro. Okay. I pressed it. Now what?
Taglines. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Use taglines.
BearThoughts. Yeah, I got it. BearThoughts podcast.
There you go.
And that does. Okay. So what am I supposed to do now? Hi everybody.
Come on.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Grumpy Bear? Introduce yourself.
Right. I'm Grumpy Bear, everybody. If you have not already noticed that.
I'm here.
Oh, Grumpy Bear's here. Okay, good. Can I leave now?
Right.
Can I go play with?
Yeah, I'm done. Go.
I don't play with Lotus.
Go play with him. Go ahead.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a good stream.
Bastard.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
Let's get to this. Let's do this.
Hey.
Okay,
It
there we
started.
go.
Hey.
I got it. Don't worry about it. All right. Hey, everybody. How everybody's ever doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good day. So I can bring up the chat here so I can at least see the chat, just in case anybody's chatting here. So, welcome everybody. This is the Bear Thoughts podcast. We stream every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central PST time here at Grumpy B Gaming on YouTube. PST time, Central American time, just in case everybody knows, Central American time is 5 o'clock. Be sure if you're not new here, if you are new here, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and of course, leave a comment and tell what you thought about this video. And as always, we have Corvo. Grumpy Bear's on left the screen. He's playing with Lotus. He'll be fine. How you doing today, man?
You don't have anybody else to sub, man? Damn. Come on, bro.
Just go ahead.
I told you that little furry joker can't press the button.
Oh well, he managed. I just had to get my beard going, to get it cleaned up and.
Oh my God!
blue.
You had to go prep. You got to get all preppy and
Yeah.
pretty.
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah. Well, my question is, if you gonna go get all preppy and pretty, why you not wearing something a little tighter, show a little cleavage? Damn.
Oh, well, sorry. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody's having a good time, and thank you for all those who are coming here today. And as always, I always appreciate y'all having here. But do the things; it's free. Would help out a lot. So how's your week been so far? Hope everything's going good for you. How's the family?
Not too bad. Unlike the normal, it's been going okay. We got a really good review on from Soren's teachers.
Ooh.
So that was really good. I had to do a video call with them, and me and you, we've conversed before about how things were last year.
Yeah.
Versus this year, like one of his teachers from last year also is his teacher this year, and she told all the rest of them, "Y'all wouldn't know this child. This is sweet, loving, caring. Come in, get himself ready, does his work kind of child." Last year, it was like, "Why I gotta do that?"
So this time the teachers didn't up, right?
No, apparently they love Soren. Every one of them told me that he was a joy to have in class.
See, it just needs some positivity to it. Like they just need a little bit of a uplifting to it, and
That and I think the medicine's helping him focus.
yeah.
So that helps.
Hope he won't have to be depending on too much, because when he gets older, his body will start changing. So maybe some of his natural states will start taking control of some of his
Right.
instability to
Right.
focus.
And that's what we're hoping for too.
And I think he's gonna be able to do it. I know a lot of people actually that had his problems as young adults, and to this day that have those problems, and they're still perfectly fine functioning people to society. So it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's good to have somebody that's just outside the box.
Yeah, I agree.
So it
makes a big difference.
And also, like, it can be fun, and some people they might like that. Like, hey, I like that you're always just uplifting. You're always going. You're always cheerful. You're always you're bouncing from wall to wall. You're never staying still. Like, some people might like that. I don't know if they will, but I don't know. I think people when they get adults or getting older, they'll learn how to reel themselves in, and then sometimes they could be for the best of them. There's some, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some wealthy people out there to this day that are still have that problems, but they're doing just fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Elon Musk has it. I know there was one person. I don't think it was Starbucks. I know the Starbucks guy. He actually became a millionaire because he played a lot of World of Warcraft before he became the millionaire he is today. So play Warcraft, you might become a millionaire one day. Well, just go right into it. Is there anything like I know there was one story you wanted to tell me, and that was about Ethan. But there was another one you were suggesting that you'll bring up. You were talking about yesterday, and he was like, "I got something else to tell you." I'm like, "Oh, well, leave that for the podcast." And I left it at that
Yeah.
because I didn't want you to tell me then.
Shoot.
Well,
I'm drawing a blank. Damn it.
If it comes up, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
Okay, so I have something to tell you. Well, I got a few things to talk about, but this is one of them. Okay. Remember
Okay.
last week I told you that the Pokemon's 25th anniversary was coming up, and that's what McDonald's were doing Pokemon
Yeah.
toys. Well, we went out to McDonald's the
Right.
other day to get some more of them, and because of the snowstorm, get this, okay, the snow wasn't even like an inch. There wasn't very much no snow, and there was snow. It was like a little tiny small patch on the ground. Like that's it. Like and everybody was flipping out. Stores were shutting down early. Stores were closing or not opening at all. And then because of that little snow we got yesterday, I mean, it was coming down, but the minute it touched the ground, it melted. It was like 17 degrees too, but it was still melting, and it wouldn't stick. And the roads were all salted. Everything was just like it was normal, but everybody's freaking their minds out. And we went
I
to
bet Dallas, Texas wishes they were like that right
yeah,
now.
no. Oh, good lord for them. We won't get to that one because that would get to political aspects, like who was right, who was wrong. But I just don't understand. People around here were freaking out, man. Like they never saw snow, and snow was just gonna be the end of their lives. I mean,
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people are like that, man. Any change in their normal weather routine freaks them the crap out. I mean, I'm in South Georgia, and I have walked to my back door twice in my life and seen snow, and once at work while I've been working where I'm at. It was snowing hard enough, like I mean, it was like sheets you couldn't see, but it wouldn't stick. So it was just a blind white haze, but it was coming down. And you would have thought you'd have thought these people that I work with the world was coming to an end. I said, no, it's just hell freezing over.
well, anyways, so okay, we go out to McDonald's, right? And I want to get the Pokemon cards. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an avid fan of it. I'm not a I want them, but also they have a few things I saw. Like they have these big stickers that I want to have too because they're actually like bigger than your hand. I'm like, oh, that'd be pretty cool to put up on the wall somewhere. But anyways, so I went to go to McDonald's to get the Pokemon cards, and they gave us like these what were those things called, honey? Uh, what? Trouble. Like these little tiny like humanoid characters with like pop chest things with the little dice inside of them.
Yeah,
They gave us that.
yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? Where's the where's the Pokemon cards? It's like, oh, we didn't get more shipping for our cards the other day because of the snowstorm. So we didn't want to use what we had in the store because we're already limited. So we gave that as a substitute. I'm like, bro, it's not snowing. Like, yeah, it's snowing, but it's not like the roads, the grass. I can still see everything. It's not a white wonderland. There's like no ice anywhere. Why are you all freaking out? I'm like, it's ridiculous how people are the little, like you said, the littlest of change in their life, and they absolutely go bananas. And every time that happens too, it's weird too. Weird. I don't. Someone can explain it to me in the chat below or in the comments. Why is everybody buying bread and milk? You
I
know,
don't know.
like for some
I have
reason,
no idea.
every time it
They're
gets to the
doing,
code, they do that.
dude, down here, every time something like that happens, it's milk and freaking toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Yes, dude. I went to the store back during what we call our normal storm season, and we get tornadoes here, and sometimes we'll get hit from some of the hurricane weather. Don't try to go get no TP paper. If you need TP paper, Bubba, you better stock up before storm season, because Walmart's racks will be empty. They won't be none, and water will be nowhere to be found. I'm like, all these people in the world got Brita filters. You still gonna come buy the bottled water so people that don't have Brita filters can't have filtered water. What the hell is that?
I really don't understand society, but society doesn't make a lot of sense anyways. But anyway, so but there's some kind of interesting about Pokemon. Since it's the 25th anniversary, they're doing a live streaming of two artists, and I'm sure people don't know these names when I bring them up here. They're doing two live streams of two artists. They're gonna be a little live concert, but this is the artist they choose. Okay, first artist they chose was Katy Perry. She's gonna
Okay.
she's gonna be one of the artists during the things, and to be guest singing some Pokemon music or playing some. I don't know what these artists have to do with Pokemon and the 25th anniversary, but it'll be a live stream in a couple of days. So Katy Perry's gonna be there. Which what do you think of Katy Perry? Like you say you like women singers, right? So like, what's your thoughts on
Yeah.
Katy Perry?
Well, I'm one of those people. For her, it's a select song type of thing. It has to be the right song for me to want to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's meaning that I probably 85% of what she does I don't really care for, but there is that 15% that if I hear it, I'll listen to it. I like it.
Okay. I don't really like Firework was a good song for me. You know, that was a very pumped song.
Yep. Firework was okay.
Kiss the Girl. Was that Katy Perry? I think that was,
I
right?
think so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a thing, but like it wasn't more like, oh my god, it's a great song. But like, I don't really care for Katy Perry. But the next artist, this was a weird choice. The next artist they're choosing to get on this one is what's his name? Where's it at? I had his name on here. Dang it. Okay, it's learn more. Let me go right here. Learn more. I gotta figure out what his name is. He's using Pokemon. Let's see. Where is his name? Post Malone.
What?
Post Malone is gonna be one of the singers during the concert for Pokemon. Mr. Rapper tattoos all over his face.
I guess he's the only person they could get that could say all 150 Pokemon fast enough for the Pokemon song.
I guess.
Hell, that don't make no sense to me.
Like, I would have watched this. No lie, I am. It's gonna happen in 9 days, 12 hours. I'll be sure to put that in the description or the link to the link below or in the description below, just in case anybody's interested. But I'm gonna watch it because I just want to see what the heck. Like Katy Perry, I can maybe see it. But what is this guy about to come out? I want to be the very best. Like, bro, kid friendly. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Like, anybody that tattoos their face does not scream, kids, I want to be your singer model. This guy.
Maybe they'll make him wear the big foam Pokemon ball guy head.
Oh yeah. Make it come out in like a whole Pikachu outfit, kind of like that TV show where actors and singers will come out on stage and they will be in a big furry suit and like sing. Yeah, that would.
I think it
nice.
would be hilarious. I think it would be hilarious to have him dress up like Ball Guy from Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
With a big old Pokemon ball head.
Yeah.
And come out and be like, I want to be the very best.
I don't know. Yeah. I want to see it. I want to see if it's a train wreck or not. I don't know what Pokemon's doing. There's a multi-billion-dollar company, and they're choosing these two stars. I know they're like, it's music artists are not really like, I'm not the biggest musician person lover there is out there, but I don't know whose world thought, let's make the main person. Like, he's the main person. Katy Perry, she's a side piece. No. Post Malone is the guy they're putting on the poster, the guy they're putting on the front of the page. He's the main attraction. Post Malone.
I don't get that.
If anybody does
I
not
don't get
know
it at
him,
all.
just type in Post Malone on Google, and you'll see why I'm like this is an anime that is admittedly meant for kids and for young adults, but it's my part of my childhood. That's why I love it. I grew up on it, kind of like some people like Golden Girls. Grew up on Golden Girls, but whatever. It's one of the other things, but I just don't see Post Malone, and I was taken aback about what would be their choice. And I'm just waiting for somebody to let's try to cancel him because he was on somebody to try to give an excuse to try to if you take this guy on stage or whoever, I'm gonna get you canceled, Pokemon. And of course Japan's going, ha ha ha, funny Americans, you're funny. Cancel me? I think not.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
No, that ain't happening. But man, I was taken aback by that. But then life got a little stranger. Remember my prediction of last week that I said somebody's gonna do that too?
Yeah,
Remember what that was?
yeah.
Miss special helmet, super glue of gorilla, head so heavy
Yep.
she will fall over like a unbalanced bobblehead.
Yep.
It gets dumber. Not only did one other person did it, but two. And one of them is a pink-haired friend. I just put it like that. Pink-haired guy, girl, I don't quite know, did it too, and they did it for clicks, and they are already asking for people to give them money
to get the crap out. Yeah.
Like
Dum-dums.
already
Did they not read all the shit that went down with her? Did they not understand what was going to happen? Or
Apparently not.
Jesus.
I
want to put. God Almighty.
None of them look like they're very bright. I'm not trying to be mean here, okay, folks? I am not. No, honey. But Katie Fire is fine. Some people think Katie Fire is pretty fine. Her skin on her face, she has a little bit of acne scar, so it's not really my thing. But a lot of people think she's very gorgeous. But then it gets better. Not only did somebody put Gorilla Glue in their hair, not once, but two people. Somebody put Gorilla Glue around a red drinking cup and then drank out of it. And guess what got stuck to their lips?
Oh my God. Genius. Guys, if y'all are watching, y'all are paying attention, do me a favor. Leave a comment that makes some kind of common sense. Restore my faith in the human being, because right now, Grumpy is tanking the hell out of it.
You imagine,
I'm losing faith.
He got that stuck in the top of his mouth. So every time he talks, the cup is smacking him in the face, going, dum dum, dum dum. Hey, he's like, ah, bah, 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 pop, pop, pop. Like, he's literally like one of those people like the big old rings on the lips, and they talk and they talk and they flap it if they wanted to flap it, smack the head. He's literally doing it with the cup. He's just I like. Why do you want to drink from that? It's Gorilla Glue. It's not a salt lick. You can't just put lime around the thing, put some salt on it, and go, this is gonna be delicious. Like, what money you want from that?
It's a Gorilla Glue margarita. You don't understand.
Like, it's never gonna leave my lips. I'm gonna have taste for this for the rest of my life. After you rip your lips off. Like, I have to be wondering,
Jesus.
what the Gorilla Glue, the company that makes Gorilla Glue, if anybody out there is sponsored by or works for Gorilla Glue, y'all need to get ready. They are it's like one of those when people it's like a warning on the thing, right? They hurt themselves and they go, oh, I didn't read the warning label on it. It wasn't clear enough for me, and then go sue the company. It's like one of those situations.
At this point, they probably have a person being paid at Gorilla Glue just to face palm when stupid shit like this is going on.
Yeah,
Like, okay, there's another dum dum. Smack.
But it does get better, baby. You best believe it
Oh,
gets
come
better.
on now. Come on.
I just said, yep, and there's another one. Here it goes. Somebody is now suing Gorilla Glue because someone is alleging that Gorilla Glue gives you a virus. Gives you a disease. If it says on there, if it gives you cancer or can give you cancer, how about you don't ingest it? Or put it on your skin.
Put it on your skin. No topical applications. I mean, I know we all want some rock hard tittles every now and then, but damn, that's not what that shit's for.
I was like, how are you gonna sue a company for glue? Like, there's plenty of glues out there that says may give you cancer. What they're gonna do? We need to test on humans this glue to see what disease or what virus you might get. Why do you want to spray a rat? It's glue. It's supposed to pick one thing to another thing like this and not let it separate. And anything, I'm pretty sure it says wear a mouth protection, a nose protection, maybe some eye protection. Respirator, yeah. And like, don't let it contact skin. Gloves, maybe needed. I'm pretty sure it says it on there. I don't have one beside me, but I don't need a thigh head to realize that this stuff is gonna be fuming a little bit. It's gonna have a smell. It's not gasoline. I'm not gonna go up to it and go, oh yeah, that smells good. I wonder how it tastes. I'm still waiting for that one. But I'm curious, like, who's the one that went Gorilla Glue around the cup, and who's the one who went, how did I find out and I can get a virus or disease from it? Like, did they ingest it? Doesn't say. It just says someone's suing Gorilla Glue.
How did they prove that the glue gave it to them?
That's a dang good question. Maybe they're walking around with glue like the hand to the head and going, yeah, I found out this way.
It's curious because it's like you can test and find out that someone has a disease, but it's not that easy to pinpoint, oh, this very disease that you have come from this very special bottle of Gorilla Glue. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
Oh, but yeah, that's how like society. I love him. It's like a never ending I don't know, it's never ending. It's like someone trying to play, the caterpillar methodology. Like, it's just one person behind another person behind another person behind another, and they just pass on the stupidity. And it just gets worse. It just gets worse. And
we were talking about this at work the other day. They need to introduce a class called Common Sense 101 in fucking school.
Yep.
Everybody should have to have a 100 percentile to pass this class.
Well, that's that one anime that I told you about. Now I don't remember the name of it, but Universal just came out, and this is why I should say people should watch anime. It does teach you stuff. You can have all the strength in the world, be the best at everything you do, and you could do anything. I mean, this character can pretty much do anything. But if you don't have common sense, all that is worth jack nothing. I mean, you can have $1 million and you don't know how to use it because of common sense. You don't have $1 million. You don't. At that point, you don't common sense. You don't have $1 million. You may know you $1 million, but you don't know common sense.
You don't know how to use it.
Then you don't really have $1 million.
Right.
I find that all too weird how society is like following each other. And people are doing, like I said, the guy that did the Gorilla Glue to his hair one time, there was a second guy. The second guy's on YouTube. He was doing it for clicks. Remember I told you about like people were like doing practical pranks on people to
right.
And it was all staged to get clicks, and that kid wanted to do the same thing so he could get clicks, and he ended up paying the price for it. Like, you don't do things just to get clicks. There's better ways of doing it. You got to realize after you're doing it, what's going to be aftermath. And I can't help but feel that these people are not going to learn their lesson and they're going to go through life going, that was the best idea I ever did.
It's what I call the group mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If more than one person does it, everybody wants to freaking do it.
That's the wolf pack mentality. Yeah. Is there anything you ever done? I'm sure we all have it. Like, is there anything you ever done and you look back on it and going, why did I ever follow anyone else doing this? Like, why did I do it? Like, it's just.
Oh,
I'm sure there's
oh
plenty of
my
that, right?
Jesus. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
But it isn't on that level. Like, I don't want to call you out because there's nothing I can name in my entire life. I can say at that level, I was.
No, I never did any. I think the only thing I ever done that even come close to that was a truth or dare moment, and I was dared to take a hot knife tip and touch my arm with it.
Okay, well,
Uh,
not the brightest idea,
you
I'm
know,
sure. Probably left a scar.
hell no, it wasn't the brightest idea. You know what was really not the brightest idea? Letting them be responsible for how hot it got first.
Oh
Cause
man.
glowing orange don't feel good at
Yeah.
all.
They can actually start making you bleed or give you an infection.
Yeah, I never do that again.
What do you think about those tattoos though, that are like that? I hate to change the subject, but you made me think about that. You ever seen the tattoos where people like burn images into your
Yes,
arm?
they're called branding.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, but there's a tattoo line of that stuff. People will do that.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it? You
Yeah.
think that's like you think that's cool? You
Uh
think that's like
I I don't get the I think some of the artwork, because I'm gonna call it art, is design that they're putting on them. Okay. I think some of the artwork looks nice, but I don't think I don't, and this is from someone that gets tattoos, obviously.
well, yeah.
I don't I don't get the whole burning thing. Cause like that can hurt you faster than the needle.
Well, yeah, not hurt
That
you
I,
faster, but it also causes infections that are far
it can
worse.
cause muscle damage if you hold the heat there for too long.
Well, yeah,
It can, I mean, that is unless somebody runs the tattoo needle out, like this, you're not going to get muscle damage from it. The worst case scenario is you get a little bit of an infection and need some ointment, and your tattoo don't look so good.
yeah.
With the branding, you can get third-degree burns, possibly hospitalization type burns, muscle atrophy. I mean, no.
When I first saw that, I'm like, why would anybody want to be burnt like a cow? Like, I'm not someone's
Yeah,
beef.
brands should be used on livestock to keep track of them if they're going to. Most time now, farmers are using tags,
I've seen
and
tags.
if
I've
you're
also
gonna
saw tattoos. I saw some of them like actually like
yeah,
straight up
and if you're
tattoo
gonna
their cow.
brand something, there's a reason why the arts and crafts stores sell them big wood chunks.
Yeah.
Brand the wood chunk.
Okay, gotcha. I just I never really never fell behind that, and I don't ever think I would get it like anything like that. Now I want to get more tattoos myself, but that's time and cost right there. And I would like to meet somebody. Really, I would like to meet somebody and get their thought process of why a branding on their skin was a good idea. And again, I don't really think tattoos on the face should never be a thing. I've had some people like, why don't you take that shit to your head? I'm sorry, I don't think this is the one place
I
I just don't think tattoos should ever
Yeah,
be at.
you see this right here? This area above is no tattoo. Here down, I'm fine with.
Unless you
Just
can hide
not.
it.
I mean, no. Yeah, no necks, no face.
But yeah, that's the one things I was looking up this week, and I still found that was quite interesting. Now I've also like I said, I've been doing my rounds up and reading a bunch of things. I need to do the video. I might need some people's some people get into the video about like, the reasons why people should watch anime. And let's see. I gotta think of things off the top of my head here because I'm drawing a blank and I need something. Have you
Okay.
remembered what it was yet?
No, I have not remembered what it was. It was, I don't remember what, Ethan. It had something to do with him, but I cannot for the life of me remember what in the Sam Blazes. Oh, I will tell you this. I was watching them two boys play Minecraft Dungeons the other day.
Oh, I remember it was Mario, but we'll get back to that.
Okay, yeah. That wasn't Ethan. That was somebody else.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, we'll get that in a minute. So I was watching these two boys of mine play this game, and I come to a realization. These boys have no idea, none, on the fact that you should stick together and have some kind of strategy. None.
Strategy as a kid? They're
Dude,
YOLOs.
when I was 4 and 5 and 6, I had strategy, but then again, I was playing strategy games.
Oh, true.
But I'm watching these two. You got one over here, one down here. They're traveling along. Next thing you know, this one's, whoop, he done took off, and this one's dead. Now he got to come all the way back and res him. And they're like, you should have stayed with me. He's like, well, you should have kept me from dying. And then the boss shows up.
What?
The boss, they walk into the boss room. The boss comes up. Look here. This is what happens. Walk in. Boss comes up. Oh, hell no. They leave. Left the boss there. We ain't messing with it. Big. I'm like, that's not how that works, son. You got to go through him to get to where you're going.
That's what about the old school games. Like, there was no turning around. There was no turning around. You were trapped in with the boss, or the screen was like, you're progressing. And it was like, I want to turn around. Nope. You can't. If you turn around, you're dead. So keep on going.
And that leads us into the Mario experience.
Oh boy, I had a heck of a time watching this. It was so hard.
So let me tell y'all, I forgot that Stealthy grew up in a household that did not allow her to play Mario.
Or video games.
Or video games in general.
Yeah.
So the other night, we decided to do a 2-person stream on some Mario 3.
On Valentine's Day. Love and romance, guys. Love and romance.
And now I'm a little more skilled because I got some years behind me on this. And Stealthy, not so much.
Yeah, for those who do not remember, Mario 3 was not like you just, like, you could choose, like, you go to the map and you choose what tunnel to go down to the next stage. Mario 3 was you and one of the player, Luigi, will go to spot to spot, and you would see who can unlock or beat what stage. And if one player lost, next player gets to come in and either go to the stage that you were trying to do, try to get their little symbol on it, L or M for Mario or Luigi, and if they would beat it or lose it, they would progress, or they would go to somewhere else to get a power up, so they can help them get them advantage on getting further through the stage. And if they didn't die, or they did, that they would switch after whoever died, and then they'll have a chance of progressing past the person to try to get their symbol on the stage. So it was pretty much a who can get the L or the M on that stage, or the L or the M on the stage the most. And let's say it was pretty much one-sided.
There was, what we figured out in this was she could beat a boss at the end, because she did that a couple times.
Yeah.
If it was a completely underwater world swimming, she would blow through it.
Okay.
If it was a hammer guy, except for the one exception, she could take him out. But everything else had an L on it.
Let me explain this to everybody. What we saw here, what I was seeing. Stealthy was getting to the hammer stage. Hammer stage is 2 platforms and the ground floor, and these turtle-like characters would jump between platforms and throw these hammers periodically, and they would go up and they'll come down for the character. Well, and Stealthy was like, "Oh, it's a hammer character. I got this, easy." Started the theme. Do 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 do. First hammer. Boop. Do-do-do-do-do-do. She died immediately. I mean, I
Yep.
got this. 5 seconds later, dead. I mean, not even like a
It-
couple steps in, and she's just like, hammer, jump. Ah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And her
It was
face.
rough. And there was a few stages, that I would get aggravated on, but ultimately, if you watch the stream, you see that at a certain point, I'll say, okay, I'm done with this shit. I'm fitting to end it. And usually, I ended it. When I get aggravated, I tend to destroy a Mario level. But I digress. It was a very interesting event.
And you were trying so hard to be a gentleman about it too. You were like, "Oh, you want to beat the stage so badly? All right, let's go to that little tunnel stage, and I'll go kill myself." Like,
Yep.
we're gonna be fighting? Nope, I'm about to go kill myself. And she was like, "Ha ha ha! You're not gonna kill yourself." He's like, "I'm gonna kill myself. I didn't care." He was gonna kill himself just to give Stealthy another shot at that stage. Cause he's just like, "Come on, honey. Like, I want to beat it." It's like, okay. Tunnel stage. Oh, I'm dead.
Yep.
Your turn. And she
Keep it rolling for a minute. I got to step away for just a second.
Gotcha. And it was just back and forth between that ordeal a lot of the time, and it's just Stealthy could beat like I said, the water stages. Then again, Stealthy and him both had the one problem. Now I would say that for anybody here that played Mario 3 back in the day. When you play Mario 3, little tail tip, you don't want to jump a lot. Because if you jump, your body tends to float a little bit, and you also can't really control your height that well. And they were jumping into things. I mean, they would get right into the stage. They would immediately, like some reason, jump like a bad habit, and they run into things. And then some of the times, something's like, "I pressed the jump button," and he's like, "Hey, honey, can you press this button?" Yeah, I can press it. It's like, good. That's the jump button. And after she figured out what the jump button was, she just kept on jumping. Oh, the curtain. Curtain down! Curtain. Nope. I'm glad no one's in that bathroom right now. Cause that'd be, or whatever that room is right there is. Cause if somebody was in there and they were taking a poop, this would be really bad and really embarrassing for whoever it was. I'm kind of curious what the heck what is that on the door? Is that a target? Are they playing target practice on the door? And why is there a lock on the upper area of it? You see that, chat? Why is there a lock up there toward the top, and then the door handle's down there? Like, what is, I had to ask what that is. What is that room? I have a feeling that's a bathroom. I'm hoping it's doing something that's really important right now, because you see this little uncomfortable. But I'm very curious about that bathroom or that room right there. Kind of wish somebody just come by and like knock it open to see if everybody comes in there. Of course, if anybody comes up pulling up their pants, well, I guess I'll figure out what it is then. One time. But yeah, go ahead quickly for everybody's here. Do me a favor. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I would be a big appreciative of it. Of course, if you already hit that like button, be sure to hit the like button. And one more thing, I like to know, for those who are new or old here, if you're new here, be sure to go and we'll watch previous episodes. But what is your favorite episode so far? As I noticed, you actually can't see any of the things I'm seeing, because I forgot I cropped that door so no one knows what is happening here. Is that a bathroom?
No, it is not a bathroom.
Okay, what is it? And why is
It
there
is
a lock on the upper part of the door?
It is me and Jasmine's master bedroom.
And why is there a lock on the upper part of the door?
Okay, so we had a problem back when our boys were first running around as little toddlers.
Yeah.
They figured out that even though mommy and daddy's door was shut, if they bumped it just right, because the frame wiggles a little,
Yeah.
it would come open in very inopportune times.
Me and mommy trying to make a sister.
So a deadbolt was installed at the tops, because our children were smart enough that even if you locked it, they would find the key and unlock it. So we had to put it up high where they couldn't get to it.
Boy, howdy, they want to be separated from y'all, do they? They have like some separation anxiety or something like
No,
that.
our children are very much mama daddy boys. And yes, that is a target on the door.
Why? Is that the spot? Like, this is the
Um,
sweet spot. Open now, baby.
Actually, no, that is a reminder of anybody that's thinking about breaching that lock. That on the other side of that door, that grouping can be recreated.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm a South Georgia redneck. What you expect?
I don't suspect much, but I do suspect that everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave it down below. What was your favorite episode of the Bear Thought podcast so far? This episode 17, right? Are we on? Did I do wrong? Just 17?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 17.
Keep on like forgetting. I'm remember like okay, write down the next episode. I don't know if we would do anything special on our 100 episode or for our 50 episode. If we should do anything. I don't really know, but I'm sure we'll come up with something. To entice and to see the kids are as bad as mine, smart and little troublemakers. Yeah, kids are. Okay, I don't know anybody here like. Okay, I know for a fact, I do remember a lot of stuff when I was a kid, but remembering vivid details is always one of the hardest things for me to do. And I do sometimes believe kids, even myself, like we plant memories where there were none, right? Like I remember this. That never happened. Like it just your mind tries to fill in gaps, and pretty sure your kids are very interested. But when I was a kid, I was very much a nosy little tyke. I would dig into everything. I mean, if there was drawers, if there was a closet, if there was
Mine,
anything, I was in it because I was just
ours, ours aren't real bad about digging into stuff without a reason for them to want to dig.
mhm.
But if they have an inkling that what they're looking for is in there, they'll turn this house upside down and shake that shit like like they're taking his lunch money.
Well, I
You
found out
know,
when I was young, the only way to find something is to take everything out of it. If you're looking for something, don't just look and move things around. No, you take everything out, then look at everything you took
no,
out.
like Soren, I don't have to worry about it. If he goes digging in something, he'll never find it anyway because he don't take shit out. He just moves it around in that area. So
Yeah.
he's just moving the shit on top. Now Ethan, he goes to look and he will sling shit everywhere.
Oh, he's a
You come in there, yeah, he's a thrower.
Boy,
Like
howdy.
I come in one day and he was going through his clothes because he wanted a specific shirt.
Yeah.
And every shirt that his mama had folded had been thrown in the room, and he was still throwing shirts. And I was like, "What in the hell are you doing? Your mama's gonna kill you."
I don't care. Oh man, me, I was mostly like I won't lie. At a certain point, when I dig it, when I a certain age, I would start digging. I was mostly looking for change, loose change. I was that bad kid. If there's loose change around the house and you didn't have it somewhere, I wanted it because I wanted to buy some candy from either from school or from a grocery store or whatever, right? So I always make sure I find some loose change because like just I was that kid. I was like I was bad. That was my bad thing I did when I was a kid for sure. Was loose change.
I didn't do that. I wasn't. I wasn't one of those kids to go digging for change or anything. I was one of those kids that would look at my mom and be like, "Half that shit you getting in the mail is mine. Give me my money."
Oh, I didn't get that. Nope, nope. The money my mom got from child support from my father, we didn't touch it.
Well, see,
And
ours wasn't child support. Ours was SSI.
well,
She
yeah.
got a check, and I got a check. And I'd be like, "Look, you using my check to pay for some of this stuff? You can break off some bread for brother here. Come on, come on." And
Oh.
the sad thing is my mom be like, "Okay, yeah, you right. Half this money's yours, so I'll break you off some cheddar. Here you go." I'll be like, "What the hell is this? This is cheddar. How the hell am I supposed to eat this cheese without some crackers? Come on now."
Well, I gotta buy your clothes, your shoes, your gas, and your food. I'm like, you mean the things you're
No,
gonna buy
she didn't have
already?
to. She didn't have to do the clothes and shoes and stuff. My grandmother that passed away a couple years ago,
Yeah.
whether you wanted her to or not, every summer was clothes shopping. You had a week that you spent with Granny. Every grandchild did. And whether you liked it or not, you, the mall, and the dressing room is going to spend some quality time together.
Oh, boy, I never liked shopping for clothes, but we always did that at the beginning of school. It was always the start of going back to school. That was our time to buying clothes. And yes, we would go to the mall every that would be like one time. Anything else, thrift store or hand me downs. That was me. But we got like one new T-shirt, like maybe one or two new T-shirts new on the bargain rack, because my mom was a conscious spender. Shoes on the bargain rack. Uh, and then my grandparents that they did with the undershirt, because I used to wear white under T-shirts all the time, like anytime, every
Yep.
time, white under
Yep.
T-shirts
Yep.
and socks. Like that was like I it took me forever to stop wearing the white T-shirts because like it just like I'm still a very hairy guy, but like it's supposed to help you from getting sweat marks, right? But I just stopped doing it. It was just such a hassle, and I get hot easily. So I guess because I got older, I get hotter. I don't understand that whole purpose. I thought you're supposed to get colder. Um, yeah, grandparents. I think every grandparents have pretty much like that one thing that they do to help to support the kids. But my grandparents for sure they were not just like my pretty much everybody was in my family. They were not about supporting my habits of video games and anime. They were not about that life. Like drawing, sure. Even then, they were like, "It's not as good
Well, see,
as your brother," and I was like, "Ah,
for me, my grandparents were the people. Um, they didn't care if you played video games. They didn't care if you played outside. They didn't care about any of that. They were fine with it. You were being a kid. You were enjoying yourself.
yeah."
But what you did do was that 1 week of damn clothes shopping. And if you did not do that, Lord howdy, let me tell you. And see, for about 4 or 5 years when I was growing up, all the grandkids spent the summer with Granny and Granddad.
Yeah.
Like you got out of school, your ass come home from school the last day of school, and you packed for the entire summer because you wasn't coming home.
The entire summer,
And
they
it
got
was
rid of you
the entire summer, and it was all us grandkids.
like a summer camp.
When we go up to Granny and Granddad's. Granddad said, "You know where your rooms is. Y'all know what time I work and what time I come home. Don't be loud while I'm sleeping." Granny would get up and go to work because Mark was old enough to fix food and all that stuff. He was the oldest of us.
Yeah.
So he made sure we ate and stuff, and then we sat around played Nintendo or played outside. But that 1 week out of the summer, we all hated it because that was the week Granny took off.
How many kids was she chaperoning?
You're talking, let's see, me, Brandon, Mark, Natalie, Brett. I think that's it.
5 kids?
That's all she'd 5 at the time, yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, like, if you had like 6 or 7, maybe even 8, I'm like, I bet the people at the store like, Granny is getting busy. She's been going at this for a while. That many kids?
And the thing was is she had them from like teenage years, like Mark's years,
Yeah.
all the way down to like 5.
Getting all those kids to be getting into the store, picking out their clothes, make sure the prices are right. Because I'm pretty sure she probably was like, most people, looking at the prices and then get them to wear that. That's one thing I didn't really mind putting on the clothes, just picking out the clothes. I was just like, it was nothing I was really interested in. It was a bunch of like collar T-shirts or plain T-shirts. Nothing with like this kind of stuff. They had a few of those, but they were.
Let me tell you, it's like this. Our grandmother, we all knew that we better tote the line.
What's up, Darkness? Darkness, your name, I swear.
Because if you didn't, and that tongue happened to come out the corner of her mouth just a little bit, next thing you gonna know is you waking up back at the house, and you going, now wait just a damn minute, I was just in J.C. Penney's.
Ma'am, is that kid okay? He's fine. Ma'am, can you?
He taking it. He taking a nap. Ma'am, he's 16. I said he's taking a damn nap.
Can you maybe pick him up? Can you not drag him? He's okay. Watch your head.
Let me tell you what she did one time. You'll get a kick out of this. This is a good story. So me, Mark, and Brandon went and watched Casper when it first come out at the movie theater.
Oh man, I got a story to tell you about that when you're done. By Casper.
So we go and watch Casper.
Yeah.
She says, "Okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna set an alarm. I'm gonna take a nap, and I'll get back up and come pick y'all up." Casper's over. There ain't no Granny.
What happened to Granny?
Her ass didn't set the alarm. She fell asleep in her recliner. So we walk like a country mile to the first payphone. Yes, guys, this was back when payphones still worked.
Yeah.
And Mark calls her collect because we ain't got no money.
And she probably was like, I ain't answering it.
Exactly. Hangs it up. A few minutes later, the payphone starts ringing because she got caller ID.
Yeah.
It dawns on her, oh shit, I didn't set an alarm. That was probably the kids. It's hot. It's 104 out here, Granny. Come get us.
Oh my God, she left y'all out, and she's like,
yeah,
collect? I ain't paying for this.
Hey, I'm sorry. I had to take some medication earlier today, and it's causing me to have to run that away a lot. So,
well, go. That's all I can say. I'll occupy what I
can. I'm good. I was just wanting to hear what your story was. I was going to tell you I can still hear you.
Okay. Well, I would like to get a response out of this, but okay. So, when I was a kid, when the Casper, the first one, finally came to VHS, I'm pretty much sure everybody remembers that. And at my school, we every now and then, teacher would allow us to watch movies. We were a kid. We were like this was probably around 5th or 4th grade. I remember this vividly. And Casper came out. And you gotta remember, this is a different time. Casper was PG. I think it was the rated PG back then, or rated PG-13 or something like that. And I'm like, man, I love this movie. It's a great movie. I want to watch this at school. I want everybody else to see this. I want to bring the movie to school. So I go to my teacher. I remember quite well. I go to my teacher going, hey, can I bring a movie for next movie night? She's like, okay. What is it? Casper. I'm all excited. And then, I'm all hyped up for bringing Casper. She's like, does it have any cussing in it? Like, no, it's a PG movie. It's safe. And this is not the first time I requested from my teacher. This is not the first time. I'll get to the other one later. So she's like, well, I guess that's okay, because normally we just watch Disney movies. Back with Disney movies weren't a bunch of, everybody else getting angry because of supposed hate speech or different time cancellation. They're canceling a lot of Disney movies because of some of their premises back then. It triggers people. It's a different time, folks. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, so I bring Casper into class. You are now. I burned the school to the ground. That's not a very good thing. When I was younger. So I grandpa story. So I bring the VHS to school, and I give the thing to the teacher, and we start to, of course, we start watching it. And I forgot about one spot in the movie, particularly, because I'm like, I'm 4 or 5 years old. I'm a kid. I don't pay attention to these things, right? We were kids. We don't pay attention to a lot of stuff that's going on in the movie. Hell, there's a lot of movies back in the days that I watched as a kid that I would not recommend to nowadays generation, just because being an adult, I noticed a few more things and I pay attention a little bit more. And there was one part where one of the characters says the F word and just goes up just straight up, and all the teacher just froze, and the kids started laughing. and one after another, each kiss is like, and it just keeps on going, and like every kid's laughing now, not paying attention to the movie at all. They're all just keep on saying, and I'm just staying like, uh-oh, the movie said a bad word. Teacher, stop the movie. And like, yeah, we're not watching the rest of it. Like, we're already like an hour into the movie. And one character, one time, says the freaking word and like, just shit hits the fan. And all the kids are like, laughing. They're all going home to mom and daddy and saying the F word. And I'm sitting there going, my bad. I didn't notice it when I was a kid. Like, he was a notice like that one time, one character says that word.
That's funny. It reminds me very much of some stuff that Ethan or Soren would do. Like, we were sitting there talking to this person one time, and Ethan had just started talking good. And he's sitting back there in his little baby seat in the back of the car, the windows down, they're like leaned against the car.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, Ethan just goes, fuck. And you're just like, you're like, what did he just say? And you want to hear something else because you don't want to think about it. You're like, did he say truck? And Jazz was like, now you know that is not what he said. I said, he said truck. Damn it.
He's like, after you say damn, he's like, damn it. But I was so embarrassed. It's like, this one of those things when I was a kid, like, why did I bring this, what I thought was a harmless PG movie, right? PG is supposed to be fake for kids. And one point, it's like, it's just one time, it just said, and then like, that was enough to break that movie. And nowadays, like, that's like the tip of the iceberg. That's I don't know. Is that regular nowadays? I don't watch a lot of kids movies anymore. Like a few times, but like I don't really watch kid stuff. So I don't really know if there's cuss words in a lot of things nowadays. But
my kids mostly watch cartoon movies or stuff like Harry Potter. So I don't remember any of that being in any of that.
mm-hmm. But like, I was watching, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and
Oh man, oh my goodness.
that is not a movie for kids. But like, when being as a kid, I'm like, oh, this is great. I didn't being an adult. I'm like, wow, I watched this. This part has some very, very promiscuous things. Even Russian swear words, I don't understand. Yeah, just, and of course, I had an even more embarrassing thing. Okay, when I was a kid. Now this is my cousin Haken. I don't know if I told you the story of Haken. Maybe I should tell that story in the podcast. About the hog story. But anyways, so my cousin Haken, and that side of the family, my aunt and uncle, they were getting into reggae music, like real reggae music. They loved this stuff, and they introduced me and my brothers into reggae, and I started to love it. It was I was a kid. I was probably around 4 or 5 years, or fourth, fifth grade, and one of my other teachers would allow us to play music every now and then in class. And I had a reggae VHS and I loved it. So I brought it to school and asked my teacher, "Can we play this in the classroom?" She's like, "Well, does it have cuss words in it?" "No, it's great music." She's like, "Okay," and she puts it in, and they start straight up reggae music, all the the vibes and all that stuff. It wasn't like "Don't Worry, Be Happy" kind of music. It was like straight up all the Caribbean islands, and I got laughed at so hard in that class by all those kids. I got made fun of for weeks for that because I brought reggae to a classroom, a bunch of fifth and fourth graders, where that stuff wasn't cool. Like Spice Girls would have been a different thing. Some Backstreet Boys, maybe some Britney Spears. Like, that would have been probably okay. But I brought reggae to a bunch of American students back then. They're like, "What is this dumb stuff?" I'm like, "It's good music. I like it." Like, Like, it's little shit that made fun of me for weeks. I mean, I got picked on for a while. And I still remember that. It's like, it's so embarrassing. It's like, I don't know why that's such a vivid memory for me. And I definitely don't say, like, nowadays kids won't understand that because they probably still don't understand reggae. I don't listen to reggae no more, but it was good music back when I was a kid. But I love my cousins Haken and all of them. He passed away, rest his soul. Don't know how he passed away, but I'm going to tell this story on the podcast since it's a bit of an old story, but I told this story during my live streams. So those who have not caught this story, or those who have caught the story, let me give you a little backstory here. My cousin Haken came down one year to my grandparents' house and was visiting us for a week or so. And I don't know if you ever built one here, Corvo. Have you ever built out of real life wood, sticks, and vines a hut?
Yes.
So you know the strenuous process of doing that.
Yes.
Okay. So we not only made a hut, we also made a actually kind of working steam room. That was kind of interesting. My brother, like my middle brother, actually don't like a probably a 6 foot deep hole and then cover at the top and put a little fire pit and actually burned some wood and turned it to coal and steam at the room. It kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. But we were saying, okay, we're gonna build these huts, and we're going to, once we're done building these huts, we're gonna camp out there. We're gonna camp out in the huts. We're all excited. I saw pictures of those days, and we slept out there one night. First night there, and we were so excited. We had my two brothers, my cousin Haken, and his dog. Now, for the area we lived in, wild boars were a thing. For those that know about wild boars are very fast. They smell very good, and they will skewer you on their tusk. They're not afraid to kill you. They will kill you if given the chance. They'll rush at you and spore you. And he says, he told us, okay, if a boar shows up ever, do not run. Get up a tree, stay there. Do not try to outrun it. Do not try to outmaneuver it. Get up a tree nearest to you as best and fast as you can. Like, okay. Me and my oldest brother, like, well, tree's right there. The hut's right here. Boom, right up that tree. Not a problem. If they come, we got this. My middle brother thought he was smart. He was proud of his running skills. He was a track runner. He could run for miles. He thought he was very athletic. He's still very athletic. He thought he said he could outrun one. Not a problem. He wouldn't have no problem at all. So we go to sleep that night, and we wake up, and we hear the dog whimpering. And we're like, what's going on? Now, cousin, shh, quiet. You hear the dog's whimpering. Start hearing his little footsteps coming toward the hut. So it gets a little closer. It's a little bit toward the front of the hut, and they start hearing like, oh shit, like, quiet. And he started hearing the footsteps move around. He's like, okay, when it gets to the back of the hut, run. Do not look back. Do not stop. Get up the tree fast as you can. We start hearing the pig slowly walk to the back of the hut. So we're just waiting. We're pretty much just at the door, ready to go. So as soon as we hear it, get behind the hut. He says, go! We run out the hut. I run up the nearest tree. My brother's right across the way from my oldest brother's right across with me, up the tree. My middle brother is gone. I mean, he goes from visible to not seeable in a matter of seconds. He keeps on running. And you can hear him still running. And running. And you hear the pig coming around. The next second, my cousin comes bursting out, laughing his fucking ass off. Laughing his all shit out. And here comes around the corner, Mr. Piggy, my uncle, with a can of aluminum coffee and a string going. It makes a pig sound, and the dog is just happy as can be. We didn't know the entire time. The dog knew who it was, and he was holding down his tail because he was wagging it because he knew it was his daddy. And they're just laughing at us.
It's hilarious.
I'm just like, fuck you! Like, we're all
Yeah.
scared to get bed at. My middle brother, we don't know where he went. He kept on running. We're gonna find that down a little later on. He's like a quarter mile away from us, up another tree. Because eventually he gave up and started climbing. Just that's how kind of family was. We were about that, and that brought such good memories to me as a child, or I was probably a teenager at this time. I was like 4 or not 4. I was probably like 14, maybe 15 years old. Hell, I remember we even blonde our bleached our hair for some reason. Didn't need to bleach my eyebrows because they're always blonde. And I don't know. Have you have any memories like that yourself that you can look back at your cousins?
I've got a ton of those kinds of memories growing up with. I had some friends that were really close, really tight, should have been like brothers, you know.
Yeah.
And we would go out. It didn't matter where I lived, where I moved to, or where they moved to. We always found a big old patch of woods close by, and we would go down in that thing, and we would build huts or tree houses or whatever struck our fancy at that time, and that's where we camped every weekend.
Every
It
weekend.
was like every weekend.
I would say
Um,
I always hated camping. It can be
I
fun, but I
I
always hated it. I don't know why.
I loved it when I was a kid. Like I could go out there. We found these 3 trees one time that were growing, you know, kind of like in a triangular shape,
Yeah.
and we built a deck up in them, a big old flat deck, and we would crawl up there and put sleeping bags on them, and we would sleep up there, and we would build the fire earlier in the night down there in the middle of the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and before we went to bed, we'd let it get to where it was very little smoke, if any. It was just heat coming off the coals, and crawl up there in your sleeping bag, and you're sleeping above the heat. Heat rises, you stay warm all night.
That's pretty cool. I would say like things that did make me very fun wasn't always just like the walking, but it was always like the sleeping. Sleeping bags were uncomfortable. For some reason, when I was younger, my dad was buying us a bunch of sleeping gear. One of the few things he ever actually bought us, but he was adamant about us going camping. He bought me the what was it called? Like instead of like being open foot, it was more like a coffin.
Yeah,
It was narrow at the
yeah,
tip and narrow at the head. And I found out like I got that type, and I was like, I shouldn't have got that. I like my legs to be sprawled when
yeah,
I'm asleep.
yeah.
And
Right.
the little thin, the very like freaking thin, cheap matting he always got us were worth nothing. So that was very uncomfortable. I got ticks twice, or yeah, tick. I got one tick on my back. I got a tick on my shoulder one time, and I still remember like very, very well that one day we were out camping and we slept or camped out near a little pond, a little pond, I would say. And we cooked something that night and we put the fire out, went in the tent, and woke up the following morning very early. Well, my dad went out there, and near the fire was a probably 7 foot long, maybe more. And I'll tell you why I think it's 7 foot tall, even more. Water python just sitting right there, all curled up already, looking at all of us, ready to get us because it was warming up near the fire, and we were just by the water where the water python most likely came from. And my dad, as you well know, or you should know, he's a epileptic. He was born without legs. Well, at least from the knee down, no legs. So
Right.
they were fake. And he had a walking stick. At the end of it, you unscrew it, was a spike. So he's like, I'm not worried about this thing biting me. My legs are not real. So he just goes up to it instead of get to us. He starts stabbing this son of a gun. And the snake's like, yeah, leg. I mean, the snake is like getting at my dad's legs, and there's there's nothing there. Just a little plastic, and like after it's done, you can see the poison seeping out of the fake skin and out of the leg because there's nothing there. Now he kills it, and he picks it up by his head and holds it up to his head, and it's from his head all the way down. Now my dad, he always said that his legs. Anyways, there's a thought there, and I said say dad. But anyways, he was born. He would have had been 7 or 6'5", 6.4 inches tall if he actually was born with legs. Supposedly, that's what he always told us. So that's why he was so tall. I think he just did that because he wanted to, show off the women that he was a tall man. But really, if he took off his legs, he'd be literally up to your waist. So he would hold that. He took a picture of the snake. It was still touching the floor too, or dragging the floor a little bit. It's a tall, long-eyed snake, and
yeah,
like that to me was not like yay. That was really dangerous. I don't want to do that no more. I don't like camping. This sucks. I just didn't like it.
One final quick drunken camp story that ought to make you laugh. Okay, so whatever you do, kids, people watching, do not do this. Okay?
Drunk people.
When I was younger, we used to have an inflatable raft that me and the guys used to like to use when we went camping to go down the river a little piece and come back. So we had already done our down the river and back with the raft, pulled it back up onto the bank, and it just fell down. And in our drunken phase that night, we decided we didn't want to sleep on the hard ground. And we had one of those release pop-out tents. So you didn't have to do shit. You just released it, it popped up, it was ready to go.
Which are really nice. Definitely
Somehow in our drunken state, we decided that, hey, the air raft, blown up raft would be more comfortable than the ground. So let's pop the pop-up tent up in the raft and go in and sleep. So we did.
I guess he was just going.
Well, during the night, a torrential downpour came. The river rose, and we suddenly woke up to a waterbed motion. So I unzip the tent and I look out, and all I see is river and the banks going by. And I was like, guys, by chance, do any of y'all ever remember the riverbank being fluid and moving? And they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Do you not feel
they stick their heads out and they're like, oh shit, we're drifting down the river. I was like, yeah, guess what? We took the paddles out when we popped the damn tent up so they wouldn't be in the way.
Just around the river bend. Just around the river bend.
We essentially had a houseboat. As we floated down the river, we're calling everybody we can think of. Hey guys, I don't even know where the hell we're at right now. But I'm assuming we hadn't gotten to Albany yet.
Yeah.
So can somebody be down at the dock in Albany and just sit there and talk to us till we get there, and maybe y'all could toss us a rope or something, pull us to the side. We ended up floating from Thomasville all the way to Albany.
How far was that?
It's like a 45-minute drive. So, yeah, and when we got there, Mark was waiting for us. He tossed us a rope, pulled us to the side. He's like, guys, I have done some monumentally stupid shit in my life.
Well, in your defense, if you didn't do that, you would have been waterboard. Like, water seeping into the tent. You'd be like, I didn't piss on myself, did I?
I will say this, though. It was the most comfortable sleep I ever had on the camping.
I bet.
There was nothing hard about that sleep that night.
She doesn't know, like
Didn't
she's
I?
barely into this into the scene. I mean, barely.
Yeah, I know. She's barely in it.
Y'all can't see her. Stealthy is wearing a dinosaur head and poking her husband with it. I bet it was very comfortable sleeping on water. I mean, I bet there was no like you wanted like you want to roll over,
Dude,
you were out.
I woke up, bro, and I believe every joint in my body was going, thank God for that last night, until I looked out the damn door. I was like, oh, shit.
I would have been like that fat guy, over the ledge going, come on.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. I realized about 30 minutes after I found us marooned floating down the freaking river that, hey, the ice chest of beer was still on the damn float.
I bet there was like even bears like watching and going, what the hell are they doing? Well, they're going on a little trip. Oh boy, howdy. Anyways, I believe that is it for today. Is it? Let me see. What time is
Yeah, we're like 20 minutes over.
Oh, have some fun. Anyways, thank you all for coming tonight. I do appreciate that. One more time for those who are new here. Let me say this one more time. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. What was your favorite episode? If this is your first episode, well, I guess this was your favorite one because you haven't watched the rest of them. But be sure to go watch the rest of them. Get caught up with all this in here. Again, we stream this every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central American Time. And here at the Grumpy Bear, Grumpy Bee Gaming on YouTube. If you want to be in the chat, talk with us, we'll be sure to time in every now with you. And of course, if you want to support us, you got the Patreon. If you want to go over there to that's Grumpy, the Grumpy Bear or Grumpy Bear Patreon. And of course, I will be going live in a little while. I think about doing a pizza stream because I want some pizza. So that might be the night stream. So no Grumpy Bear, just me. So he's gonna be off doing his own thing. And Corvo, you want to give your shout outs while you're here?
Yeah, hey guys, y'all make sure y'all catch Grumpy's stream, pop over, catch Stealthy. I think she's going to be doing some streams this weekend. She's been bouncing back and forth between a few variety games and the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Jump in there, check that out. I think y'all have fun with that. And as always, we appreciate y'all showing up. And to reiterate, Grumpy, please click the subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment. Every little bit helps.
Yeah. Share with your friends. Please share it. Best way around to get word of mouth. Just tell your friends. It doesn't matter what age. We try to be good for everybody. But as always, you know how it goes, everybody. You have a good day. You have a good night. As always, have a good life. Much love, y'all, and bye.